Salzburg. We're right in the City Hall. This building behind the fountain is the post office. This is a part of the church. They're doing some work on it. You can take carriage rides there, and you see the horses there. Carriage rides to the city. We're getting ready to go up, ride a little rail car up to the top of the fortress here in just a few seconds. Picture on the building, and it's a sundial. See what time it is. There you go. You'll be able to see it right about now. The number's right in between the two windows there. It's 1:30.
This is, they're having an exposition of someone here. What's his name? Dietrich. This is the walkway they have built. There's Dietrich. It could be an opera too. This is that, go down into Salzburg, into the town. This is another one of the courtyards. The fountain. There's 774 on that gate. It's like a church of some kind. Then there's 1628 on this gate. And on the third one is 1959.
Here's a picture of this. Looks like what is a Catholic church here in the center of Salzburg. statues in front of it. Pope somebody. So it was 774, 1628. And it looks like it was probably remodeled again in 1959. Here's a picture of the fortress from the town square.
Could we go now? Could we go now? Now we go. Whoa. Could you see me?
Hier sehen Sie die Bilder, das ist Franziskanerkirche. Hier sehen da, schauen Sie da die falsche Kamera. Hey,
We're on our way up to the fortress now. Cars. There's one coming down.
Which is called
What, up here? Well, we're in the fortress now, looking down over the square. You see where they were playing chess. Salzburg is a beautiful city. This is the Salzburg Airport right out there. See on the runway.
And I think I probably way out there. Let me look through too. You're seeing umbrellas.
Now we're up in the fortress at Salzburg. This is one of the walkways you can come up. This is the wall. Places where you can rest. And there's Eric resting.
This is where we saw Chocolate Ray.
This is a big fortress where lots of people had to come up here and live for some time. There's another view from the fortress. So you can bring it in closer to you. this all Salzburg?
So we drove up this way around the bottom there, Jim.
Yeah, I know.
Not today, but the other day.
Yeah, I wonder what that was.
Little house from up here.
Here we are in the courtyard at the fortress. There's a cross. It looks like it's probably part of the church.
encore monter là-bas, hein. Il y en a qui vont encore là-bas.
This is where they used to get the water. Now you can't use it. Has a sign that says "Do not drink the water." Yeah, here we are trying to get a shot from the fortress of Mirabelle Gardens. As you can see, the green of it right by the building and trees on the left side. That's where we started our tour today, at the Mirabelle Gardens. And walked over here to the fortress.
This is the one we rode up on there.
This is the entrance to the street that Mozart lived on. You see all the people walking down the walk plots by the stores. Lots of people here.
Back down the street, and we were just seeing how this guy that was painting on the sidewalk. It was really pretty.
This is a statue that was in the movie's Sound of Music. This is a statue of Leopoldo. I can bring it up closer. Okay. Leopoldo. This is when Julie Andrews and the girls were going around singing and dancing. And in the background are pictures of horses in different scenes. Let's see if I can bring it in to you. And here's another picture. Here's another one. They look like unicorns. Now I'll give you a wide panorama view of it. It's painted all around. Here's on the other side of the fountain. Can you see it?
I see where it goes up in through there.
Oh, so it's not really working.
No.
Let me just get a... Here comes the horse. The people give tours around the city of Salzburg. Here we are coming up to the German.
Why is the water green?
The German border crossing. Line show our passports to get back into Germany. Had a nice day in Salzburg. I did a lot of walking.
Climbing up there. Get behind it.
What? Because
Here we are back on our way back to Berchtesgaden. Some of the houses from the road. A lot of inns, guest houses.
to do.
Explore the Alps.
I've learned too long. No, I know your family, so.
Pictures of the Alps.
Land up there. A whole bunch of them.
One brother was in Black
Another view of the Alps.
It's crazy, boy. It's only 2 lanes.
Another nice view of the Alps.
I like to go to Africa, that's where I like to go.
Berchtesgaden on the outskirts of it.
Got wild eyes, you know. We have a nationality, they don't. They drive, well, they'll be coming down this way. They're still shooting.
Man, look. I think it'd be easier if I pull up. There's over there where the tennis courts are, and so they don't have to walk all these steps. Sharon, would you rather for me to pull? Okay, so then you can just walk across there instead of walking all those steps, all right? Might be a little bit. Uh-huh. Oh, wow.
We are your network for music and more. Be home in Europe.
our balcony, then we stayed in the Birch's Garden Hof Hotel. Heater. Some of our beds. And that's it. This is the room me and Eric stayed in. Here's our balcony. One of the entrances to the rooms. That we stayed in. This is one of the rooms that people can sit in the hotel, watch TV. There's a chandelier, another chandelier, another chandelier. Some video games. Centipede.
Here's another picture of our hotel that we've stayed in for 2 days while we have been in Birch's Garden Hall. And here are the balconies. This was our balcony.
wasn't adjustable? Oh, it might not have been. Where's that place?
We're going in to see if we can get a tour to the salt mines today. They have tours, you can get tickets to tours to Sound of Music, Salzburg, Innsbruck, all kinds of places. Eagle's Nest. They take you on a bus to the different places. And then that way you're insured you have an English-speaking tour. Still yet another view of the Alps around Berchtesgaden. If ever you wanted to see what God has created, it's right here. All beautiful. Here's a picture of one of the little rivers going through Berchtesgaden. And one of the walking bridges. See the color of the water. It has a green tint to it. The building that you're looking at now is the Bahnhof, where the trains come in. Train station. This is just the view of some of the houses that are around Berchtesgaden, half hidden by the trees. Now I'll show you what it looks like far away. And it's still over the Bahnhof. This is another one of the houses, probably maybe a hotel. It's on one of the hillsides. This is up near the Walkplatz where you can do the shopping. And that's parked down in Berchtesgaden. We're going to go shopping and just see how the Alps look between the buildings. There's some of the shopping there. Let's bring the Alps. I can tell that's John's hand.
Wow. Count all the wrinkles on them?
The snow on it.
down in the walk plots of Birch's garden. This is one of the banks that's down on the walk plots. Just wanted to show you the pictures that are painted on the front of it. This is where we had dinner last night, though. New House Off Restaurant. They had a little music. Food was good. They have a little terraced little garden you can eat in too.
Now we're looking down one of the streams that run through Birch's garden. As you can see, some of it is a lighter color, and then on the other side it's more, has a green tint to it. See how fast it's rushing down? Very nice. Here's another view of the stream. Is that alright? Hi. This is another view of the stream that we just took. Runs down through Birch's garden. Now you can see how it's a lot clearer than the first shot we took. Whoa.
What's your bouncer, Jim?
It's the cars. Cars are making the bridge bounce.
Which is what?
The train station. Where people come in, and then if they don't have a ride, they can catch a bus to wherever they're going. The girl told us they have a discotheque there, they have restaurants, they have everything. They've got all kinds of shops in there.
13 kilometers or something up to here. This is where the factory is. It's right up here on the right, I believe.
This is called what,
Red Rex.
Breckenhall?
Yeah,
Right up here it is. Okay, right over here is the factory where the salt mines is pumped up to. Operational Center for the U.S. Forces. Over here's the hotel, Lake Hotel. Here we are. Mount Melvin, that they keep saying, and of course, the hotel is down this way.
Stay down here. We come out here and make hay tomorrow, can't we?
Yeah, you can. You can. They appreciate the help, probably.
This is it, Dad. What happened to the American
You got down there, yeah.
Here's the German campground. This starts the U.S. Forces part of Keemsay. Here's the lake again. Here's the hotel that we're staying at tonight.
They like the ones we had the other night.
Yeah, it'll be on the same order. I don't think these are going to have bathrooms.
This is a picture of our room here at Keemsay. And the window overlooks the lake. This is the rest of our room. They just have the sink in here. You have to go out in the hallway for the showers and the bathrooms. And there's the door. And here's another closet. The boys' room looks just like this one. And Sharon and John's is just a little bit bigger. This is the front part. There's the door, and over in here is the bathroom part, just a sink. And the closet is on this wall. The entrance to the room. This used to be part of Hitler's. It was a place for his officers to come for R&R. It's not as big. Here we are at the lake this morning, at Lake Keemsay. It's Thursday morning. We're buying our tickets to go on the tour to the castle, to Keemsay. The swans are after trying to get their food this morning. There's one of the piers. This is just a view around the lake, different towns. There's some boats out on the water. Little mermaid that sits and watches over the place. This is on a deck in front of the lake. You can come out here and eat or just sit. This is the entrance where you sign in for your room. And there's another sitting room where you can sit if you want to and play games. Drew's buying tickets so we can go on the boat tour. And here he comes. Hi. This is one of the sitting rooms. Okay, here's the front of the hotel, the Lake Hotel it's called, at Kimse. There's the entrance. This is the front of it. As you can see, they have a miniature golf course here. Eric and Brian like to come out here. And when we came yesterday, it was raining, so they couldn't swim or go play miniature golf. Straight ahead you can see the boats that you can rent, sailboats that you can take out. And there's the lake. Feels nice after the rain last night. It's not too hot yet. This is where you park the cars. You can see our car down here. See the blue Volvo. And there's the Audubon. We're right next to the Audubon. There's the flag. It's John and JD. There you go, John. Beautiful, beautiful. Morning, Sharon. We were all ready to go eat our breakfast this morning, so we can go on our boat ride. There you go, JD. Say hi for me. And here we are eating our breakfast, getting ready to go on our boat trip today. JD's enjoying his breakfast. Here's one of the paintings in the dining room.
You should get some pictures of the swans and the duck.
Hey, Jay. Some more paintings that are here in the dining room. This is where we had our dinner last night also, same table. Smile, Drew. People are waiting on the dock for a boat to take us out to the castle. See the swans wanting to be fed. This is also part of Kimsey. It's where they have their boats that you can rent for the day or hour. And there's one of the boats. And this is the swimming area, which we haven't been able to use yet. Has a sandy beach, and There's the lifeguard seat. You can come down here for all kind of water sports. They teach you how to do things, and then you can go out on your own. Somebody was water skiing out here. Let's see if I can find them. Eric, you're in my way.
Come on, let's go.
There they go. Uh-oh, one fell. There goes another one.
Okay.
And here's the patio on back of the hotel.
Hey, Brian. Brian. I saw a little on the other side over there. They'll probably clean it out there. Get them out. Take them up to the way back in. Huh? No, I don't think the boat. You can go ask them at the desk.
That's both. Alright.
Oh, here it comes. But I'm saying that, like I said, they'll clean it out.
The boat is coming now to pick us up for the castle tour.
too. 6 of them. 7. I guess that's what that other thing's out there to pick them up.
7 of them went down.
Got to pick out more people.
Yeah, this is the Germans.
Yeah, they were throwing those guys off really good.
Practice.
Yeah, practice.
Up here.
Doc, you good, Jimmy?
Where's the dad from?
No, we can't go out and walk around. No, we can't walk around.
Nächste Anlegestelle, Königsschloss Herrenchiemsee. Achtung, die Abfahrtszeiten von hier nach Felden-Bernau sind am Ende des Stieges groß angeschlagen. Die Weiterfahrten zur Fraueninsel sind vom großen Landungsstieg hier rechts nebenan. Die Rückfahrt
Das ist wohl Hauptanfang. Von Mississippi. Ja, von Mississippi.
Some of the mallards too.
Get horse rides to the Hessen-Chiemsee Castle. If you don't take the horse and buggy, it's a 20-minute walk. We're taking the 20-minute walk. Down at the Herren-Chiemsee Castle. So like I said, one of 3 castles that he built, and it's he built it after the Palace of Versailles. After he went to visit Louis the 13th, I believe. Let's see. I can't even get it in any closer. Cut the fountain, the water off to the fountain. And looks out into the Lake Kimsey. This is big, looks like a marble teapot. Marble staircase.
so-called parade rooms, a complex of apartment rooms arranged in the style of Louis XIV, King of France, whose honor this castle actually was constructed. The castle is more or less a glorification of the ideal of absolute sovereignty that Ludwig II had and that he saw as at its purest in the reign of Louis XIV of France. This hall here is the guards room. That's why the spears are here. And the paintings all show scenes of the wars that were led by, of the campaigns of Louis XIV of France. The ceiling painting shows a picture of Mars, the triumph of Mars. Mars is the god of war and of victory. We have here also 4 busts of the favorite generals of Louis XIV, that is a room in this castle. This one was antechamber is a room for audiences. This was the room for the lower nobility, for the lower noblemen. You see up here again scenes from the life of Louis XIV, but they are not war scenes anymore. They are more of sort of court life. And up here we have a ceiling painting that is not martial, because it depicts the triumph of Ceres and of Bacchus, where both got fertility of wine, summer, feasting. We have here this wardroom, this case, which is a case designed for holding musical instruments. It is made of tortoise shell veneer. It's sort of made of glass. Yeah. The lustres in the palace are all of Bohemian crystal, all of them, each one, and they weigh something like between 600 and 1,000 pounds each. Now we go into the next room, which is slightly bigger. That you're standing in a gallery that never ends, infinite. But it is not a bedroom. It's this is the parade chamber, and the thing here you see here is a throne. In the etiquette of the 18th century, the bed was the center of the 2 main ceremonies in court life. They were the ceremonial waking up and the ceremonial going to bed of the sovereign. So that's why it is. This bed, the king, Louis XIV, would come into his bed, get made up, and he had a wig put on, and he would hold the most important audiences in the morning and in the evening, in the throne bed. This is also actually the reason why this whole room is so much, so fully decorated in gold. There's so much gold in here. Each single sculpture here is covered with gold leaves. It's not color, it's gold.
Wooden with floor.
It was sort of hammered onto the plaster and onto the wood carving. Everything is wood carving.
True.
Official act, so it was never used. The king didn't actually live in this castle. Louis II didn't live in this castle, except for 1 week in 1885 when he visited it to see how constructions were going on. It was never completed. The castle was actually designed. It should have taken 16 years to construct. Construction was begun in 1878. And construction was stopped in 1886 because of lack of funds, and also because the king was deposed and then died.
Was this particular castle
chandelier weighs 1,000 pounds.
His mental health.
Oh, okay.
How old was he when
He was 45 years.
And single, he never been
Yeah,
married.
yeah, because he was maybe homosexual.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I heard that they thought he was homosexual.
We are now in the second one of the more important rooms of this palace, the Great Hall of Mirrors. This hall is a copy of the Versailles Hall, which is world famous, only that this one is slightly bigger. It is an exact copy. The only thing that is different is that the ceiling stucco things up here, the sculptures, are painted, There would be paintings in Versailles. Here they come out. Here they're stucco. The gallery is 109 yards long. It has 33 chandeliers and 44 of these lights with a total of 1,848 candles, which would give a certain brilliant effect when they were lighted. It has 17 windows and 17 mirrors that opposes to increase that effect. You have to imagine Louis II having his private parties here alone with an orchestra playing or something else, some art performance, and all this thing lighted here, he himself alone with the servants. In the style of Louis XV, Rococo, the so-called Bavarian Rococo, which is an even more elaborate kind of style, with all these flowers coming up. There are wood carvings, these things, and gold plated. The bed was the king's private bed. He slept in here actually for 10 days when he was supervising construction in 1885. But that was actually the only person that ever stayed in this castle. There was a toilet on this side, a little small hidden door, which was very unusual for a palace because a palace wouldn't have toilets, at least in the 18th century. And there's another secret door that leads to the king's dressing room, which is downstairs and which we're going to see later on. The room could be lighted not only with this chandelier, but also with a candle that would be put inside this blue sphere, which sort of would inundate the room with blue light at nights. The king was unable, or thought he was unable to sleep at nights when there wasn't a light in the room. Well, you have to imagine, of course, that it was the windows were really closed, with these panels, and it was really completely dark in here, so it's not so.
King's bed.
Of his reign, didn't actually rule and was not interested in politics. It is said that his ministers and the cabinet had a hard time trying to get sort of his signation, his signature under the documents that he had to sign. So they always had to bribe his servants to get those signatures. This desk here is a copy of Louis XV's desk in Versailles. Louis II had his own craftsmen go to Versailles and form an exact copy of this. There are two very interesting clocks in this room. This first one, which is called the rock clock, and which has sort of a revolving of the day, the week, the month, the year, the sun and the moon phase, and it plays you a French melody each hour. Circular form, which is a form of architecture very common to the 18th century in Germany. It's not a French form. You'll find something very similar at Nymphenburg Castle. There's a small little hunting lodge called the Amalienburg, which has a similar, completely circular room clad up with mirror room, which gives you the impression, which sort of takes the outside, the gardens, into the house. Very interesting. About the same idea here. Very pure Rococo style, again, with all these tunnels and gold patterns. The chandelier is of Meissen porcelain. This is the biggest Meissen porcelain chandelier in the world, and the king had the plans for this thing destroyed after it was built because he didn't want anybody to be able to copy it. The vase is of Meissen porcelain too. The table here could be lowered into the first floor, and there was a kitchen underneath. So the king could have his dishes served without interfering with the subordinate servants and other people. There's a porcelain cabinet in here, which is also very nice.
And get completed. Dressing room.
Nerede görecek seni beni böyle?
Een rendezvous ausmachen. So ein kleiner Knirps ist das.
Kids and Sharon are in this little cart here. Jenny making out her postcards here. Jenny. We're at the Dachau concentration camp now.
Rachel, get back here.
These were all the concentration camps, subsidiaries. Location of them on the maps, but the major ones. We're right here in Dachau, right outside of Munich. 1923, and Hitler was coming to power. Where they started burning books and Bibles and stuff. Kind of looked like this is a little model that they got here in the middle of the museum. There's only 2 buildings left, and that's just so you can have an idea. I think they had like 55 people in each room. Arriving at Dachau. And wooden shoes. And prison uniforms. After they arrived at Dachau, Hitler and German people hated gypsies, anyone they thought was inferior, which was gypsies and the Jews. They were compelled to listen to Hitler's speeches. They'd bring them out of the camp and line them all up and make them listen to them. But around the edge of it, I got a picture of it earlier. There's no water in it now. So you had to get through the water, the moat, over the barbed wire, and then over the concrete wall to escape. Disinfectant clothing. Torturing some people. I got the arms tied up there. The whipping block. This is Himmler in Dachau. Commandant, SS officers. SS road signs. There's some women guards. Face just about tells how it must have been like to live here, to have to live here. Star of David, the Jewish star. Worker. I think it's just workers there. Picture someone trying to escape. Each prisoner was allotted per day. Look how they were suffering from malnutrition. Who hung himself. Doing experiments on the prisoners. Doing high altitude experiments on this guy. Mm-hmm. This is a picture of someone trying to escape that arrow. It's supposed to be Hitler there. Somebody scratched his face out. This is a dude that didn't make it. Torians. And there's some of the people that didn't make it. The liberation of the camp of the Americans. This is what some of the American soldiers found. They found. Mass graves in Dachau in the different years. This is where at least 55 people stayed in each room. This is where, if you wasn't working, this is where you slept and lived. So there was at least 55, and at times there was even more in one room. These beds are 3 tiers high. No insulation, no nothing. Just wood walls and bed. Wood. This is your bathroom. They just have one building left, or 2 buildings left, and that's just a memorial of what people went through here in the mid-late 30s, early 40s. We're inside the crematorium. They hung people in here from these rafters. Hung them. And these are the crematoriums. This is where they actually... chambers right now, which is part of the crematorium. Just a wall that's got vents around the floor, walls, and the ceilings. This is more of the crematoriums. Out of the crematorium. This is the main one, the entrance to another crematorium. And so they had 2 different buildings that they used to burn people.